Hello everybody, I hope you're alright. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom Hardwick, and you can find out more about me on my Facebook page, Not Wasted with Tom Hardwick, and you'll find lots of stuff out about me, which would be awesome. What I'm doing here is the first of, hopefully, a number of videos. For me it's quite difficult with my disability and the condition I have, muscular dystrophy, to get out and speak. I do get out and do certain things, but really this is a brilliant way, a brilliant medium to communicate with people. So I really hope that you enjoy what I've got to say, and the intention is that this will be an interactive thing. So if you've got any questions you want to ask me, any at all, relating to the issues that I speak about, then please don't be afraid to contact me and email me asking a question. So you can do that by emailing me at notwasted24@gmail.com, or you can contact me on Twitter or Facebook. I just really want to engage with you and have a good conversation, really, because there might be some really important things that come out of this. So this video is going to be about relationships. So here goes. I remember, I don't know if you probably remember it, but yourselves, but when you're children, I know for me when I was a child, like 5, 6, 7, the thought of relationships was like, bleh, like, ew, yeah, or like, so and so sitting in a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. You remember it all, don't you? Like, as kids, it's just like, whenever your parents mention the word sex, it's just hilarious, isn't it? But when I was about 9, the kind of like, it changed a little bit. And I can remember my first crush. It was so embarrassing, absolutely humiliating. So my older sister had a friend that often came around, and I had a bit of a crush on her. So whenever we were at the dinner table having food, my face was always bright red, and I could feel it. So in order to distract people from it, Penny was under the table, my dog. So I put my head under the table and went, "Hello, Penny, hello." And also pretended to have like coughing fits to show that that's why my face was red. But Amy cottoned on, and when she said, "Tommy fancies so and so," I was like, "No, I don't." You know how it is. But from the age of 16, 17, I've actually deeply desired to be in a relationship. It's not something that I've hidden away from, like thinking I'm not bothered about that, or oh, it's a bit icky. I've really wanted to be in a relationship. I never have been in a relationship. When I went to college, university, I really expected that would be the time where I would meet a girl and live with her for the rest of my life. And sadly, as I said, it didn't happen. And lots of people around me were getting into relationships, getting married. And that really affected me. It really bothered me. And I do think that one of the reasons for that is my disability. One thing that I ask you, and I ask myself the same question, when you view the person you're going to meet, when you kind of like imagine them, are they in a wheelchair? Do they have a disability? Are they, I don't know, overweight? Do they have lots of freckles? Or is your image what you see on the television, like in adverts? And I acknowledge right now that has been me as well at times. I've been like that. I've had that view. This is what they're going to look like. This is what they're going to be like. But doesn't that exclude a lot of people? And it's so unfair to put your expectations on other people that this is what I want you to be like. I want you to be this clever. I want you to be that. I just want to ask you, what is your image of the person you want to meet? What they look like? If like you want a man with like who's tall and got lots of muscles, that's me out because I've got a muscle wasting disease. So it's a difficulty, isn't it? That we all go through. you know, thankfully, God looks on the inside, and God's proud of how He's made us as individuals. He absolutely loves us. I've had lots of self-consciousness about myself. One of the things that affects me is my voice. Like, I think my condition, well, it does, I know it does, because it affects other boys with DMD. My voice is actually kind of crackly and quite high-pitched. I've been, like, on the phone and they said, "Oh, hello, ma'am." Like, I'm a man, I'm not a woman. And it's so embarrassing, it's humiliating. And sometimes I think, maybe girls only want someone who's got a deep, low, manly voice. So like, I can talk like this if you want to be in a relationship with me, that'd be really great, you know. I thought that. And when people have asked about my voice, like, a girl said to me once, "Why have you got a funny voice?" And people have asked me questions about it. Like, your voice is high. And to be honest, it really gets to me, and it really hurts, because I think to myself, well, no girl's going to want me because I've got a high voice. I'm not a proper man. Those sort of thoughts come into your head, and it's horrible, and it's really painful. And I thought to myself, maybe I'm like too young for my age for someone to be in a relationship with me. So I've had to rely on people for lots of different things. And sometimes I can be a bit naive towards how life works, and that really worries me sometimes. You know, I think to myself, maybe they want somebody who's really clever, and I'm not that clever. I just want to encourage any of you, if you feel like, I wish I didn't look like this, or I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I've got too many freckles, I'm too this and too that, I just want to say to you that you're beautiful in God's eyes. You're beautiful because God created you. End of the story. And that's something I've got to remember myself, that I'm who I am. I don't have to be anything different. I'm what I am, and I'm not going to, I might change in different ways, but I'm not going to change much from what I am. I'm still going to have those awkward things about me, you know. But as I said, God looks on the inside, and that's amazing. I think with me being disabled, there's lots of different practical issues as well. For me, I wonder, how does dating work? Because with me, there's always somebody with me, like my dad or a carer. So it's hard anyway to be alone with someone of the opposite sex and to be able to get to know them deeper. But in a date, it's hard, and maybe people always see the carer, and that's quite difficult. And it's natural for it to be that way. And then there's lots of other little things like, I wonder how I kiss Tom. Well, the usual procedure is to put your lips against my lips. It's as simple as that, really. Or like, how am I going to cuddle this person? How would I? And maybe these things might not come into people's minds necessarily, but subconsciously and deeply, maybe those things are going on, and it's quite difficult. And then I worry about, what if the wind blows my hair out into a funny position and I look like some Teletubby with my hair stuck up in the air? Like, I can't do anything about it if the wind blows my hair. The silly little things, but actually they do make a big difference. It's funny, like, oh, what if my breath is bad? What am I going to do about that? And then there's looking to the future. When we're married, if I married this kind of person, how would we have a child? Like, how does having sex work? These are very intimate things I'm talking about here, but subconsciously there are things that you might think about. How does it work? Like, how do we look after a child and a disabled person? I don't want to become a nurse or this person's carer, and maybe that makes people not even think about the possibility of being in a relationship with a disabled person. And I understand that, and I grasp that. And then I've got a life-limiting condition, and a lot of people know that. And people might wonder, what if this person dies? What about me? Am I going to be left as a single parent? I don't really want to run the risk of going through that. But what I would say is that really, you can never be certain whoever you marry. Something might happen to them. What happens if they have an accident or have become disfigured in some way? What if they become totally paralysed? You can't control the future, is what I'd say. And I think that sometimes you just got to try things and not worry about what's to come. I know it's difficult sometimes, but I deeply want to be in a relationship, and I don't want these things to stop me having one. And sometimes I've wondered, maybe it's just never going to happen. Maybe it's just too complicated. Another thing I want to say is that if I had a child with somebody, it wouldn't make that child have muscular dystrophy automatically because I have it. There is the thing about if it's a girl, there might be a carrier and all complicated stuff. But anyway, as I said, you can never be sure whoever you have a child with, that they're going to be healthy. You just have to accept that sometimes things can go wrong, but you're always going to love that child, whatever they are, whether they have Down syndrome, if they have cerebral palsy. They're beautiful children that God has created. And that's how we need to see it, really. We can't control things. You know? And I just want to encourage you. If you've not been in a relationship or had relationship breakdowns and you felt like this is never going to happen, I've got no chance. I want to say I've been there, and I just want to say I'm here and I'm behind you, and just hang in there. For me, I have a deep faith in God, and I trust that He'll have somebody for me, and we'll love each other, whatever weaknesses or we have. Like, nobody's going to be perfect. Like, you might want to marry someone who's maybe has a sound mind, doesn't have any mental illness or physical illness. But actually, I don't think that's right. I think that we should love anybody because we need to encourage each other and uphold each other. And I just want to say, I just want to love somebody. I'm going to finish with a tiny prayer. Father God, I thank you for your love and grace, and I pray you'd help us to trust in who you are, and to love who we are and who you've made us to be. Amen. And as I said, questions. If you have any questions to ask me, email me, Facebook me. If what I've said to you has encouraged you or brought something to mind. I just thank you for listening to this video. God bless you all. Thank you very much.